Hey guys, Arm&Gun here today with another full format video. This time we're going to be talking about handguns. However, they've got one thing in common. They are expensive AF. And guys, the question we're going to ask today is, are they worth it? Well, I can tell you unbiased that I am biased, and I'm biased for expensive handguns. I'll be upfront, transparent, and honest in that regard. However, what I can do that might be helpful is I can at least tell you why I think they're worth it to me. So guys, let's run through my top most expensive handguns. And I'm gonna let you know just why they're special, why I have them. Some of them aren't even mine, some of them I'm just borrowing, which is actually what's prompting this video, is I have to return a handful of fancy firearms, such as the uber fast race Glock and the Alien, sadly, back to Black Box Customs. But hey, when you borrow stuff, you have to return it. Or buy it. And I can't afford to do that right now. But at least I got to share them with you guys, right? So anyways, guys, let's do this. My most expensive handguns and why they're worth it to me. Number one, we have the Desert Eagle, which is an expensive handgun in of itself. This one, however, is not only case hardened, which actually is an old school finish. I love this. It's just beautiful. We also have a muzzle brake on the end, which is also case hardened to match. Then we have these nice wood grips with the inlaid crest. All in all, just beautiful. Now, why do I have this? And is it worth it? Well, clearly it's worth it to me because I have it. This is one of my firearms. I don't know if it's the OG Rainbow Six Vegas or what, but I've just always had a thing for the Desert Eagle. And when they released this pattern a few years ago with the case hardened, it was like the perfect Desert Eagle. Definitely hoping I can get out on the range with this guy this year for you guys. Next up, we have a fan favorite. I have shown this thing off more recently as well. The Mauser Broomhandle. This thing is expensive though because it's collectible. It's rare, and this one's in quite nice shape. And we have an original stock with it, so that's pretty cool. Most of you guys will have seen me do this before, but boom. The holster is a stock. And even in the States where the ATF would be currently shooting my dog and busting through my door, they actually wouldn't, because this is legal. As long as it's an original stock, this classifies as a historical something or another and is exempt. And that goes for like OG high powers and Lugers, assuming they're paired with an original, not reproduction stock. Laws are weird, but apparently that one's in favor of the gun guys, and it's for historical reasons. Boop. So satisfying how that does that. By the way, I've never seen this leather wrap before. It's an original Mauser holster, but I don't know. I'm assuming this is some type of reproduction, but if any of you guys recognize that, let me know in the comments below. And why do I have that one? Well, again, historical purposes, it's a military handgun. I just think that the Mauser Broomhandle is probably one of the coolest, most historical pistols that there is. Rivaling that of the 1911, right up there with the Luger as well. Just so cool. Plus, Han Solo, man. Guys, we're going to run through a bunch from this lineup right here, real swift, but real quick. Our 15-second sponsor, Mira Safety. The guys who brought the gas mask into the 21st century. Go check them out. Use my affiliate link in the description below. That helps support the channel here a little bit as well. And pick up yourself a couple products that really might help you out in an ever-changing, very crazy world. Guys, you know it, you love it. The Alien. This, in my opinion, is the best modern produced firearm. It's just incredible. Machines make this thing. This is not like hand fit, at least to my knowledge. This is production. So I haven't seen anything this cool in a production firearm ever. A lot of cool things going on here, like the low bore axis, the stationary top slide so that that's not moving around on you when the slide is reciprocating. All metal frame, everything. Really nice. Trigger as well. Super cool piston delay system in here, kind of like the HKP7s. Just phenomenal. So, this gun is not mine. This belongs to Black Box Customs. And I don't think YouTube will get mad at me if I quote production pricing right now. This is not for sale. I do not sell firearms, none of that stuff. I just know a lot of you guys ask prices on guns. So let's include those. And because most of my audience is American, not that I don't care about the rest of you guys, love my Canucks, love my international bros, but US dollar is going to be the most easily compared across everything else. So let's just go with those. So the Desert Eagle, I think with the extra work done to it, it's something around like $2,500 US-ish. The Alien, man, This is like $6, I think, US for the full package with the extra top rail with the RMR, all that good stuff. The holster, the extra mags. And while I am setting this thing back, I didn't buy it. I could have, but I have other budgetary concerns right now, like saving up to qualify for a mortgage this time next year. So sadly, I had to let this guy, it didn't abduct me. But I would consider this thing a fantastic purchase. I think for everything you're getting, all of the modern manufacturing, the amazing things that go into this gun, I think this one is worth it. Then there's this. This is literally the nicest handgun I have ever handled. It's also the most expensive. It is more expensive than the Alien. Well, that might just be due to current supply, demand type things. I've been offered over $7 USD for this thing, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I absolutely love this thing. This is just the epitome of beauty. It is so slick and smooth. This is just an unreal slide to frame fit. All of the milling detail. And this thing is not a production handgun, at least not my definition of it. This thing doesn't just come off a machine, get fit together, and then put in a box and shipped out. This is one gun with one gunsmith that hand finishes all the things. Of course, this is all like mostly machine done, but it's done in such a way that it still requires one gunsmith to actually hand fit everything, do all the final polish, all the final fitment, and it shows. I just wish this one was in their smoked nitride finish. Anyways, absolutely beautiful Nighthawk Agent 2. Now, is this worth it? This is the last handgun I would ever sell. I am in love with this thing, and it comes down to the craftsmanship. This is not just a firearm. This is a functional piece of art that I'm holding in my hand. I can't say enough how much I love this thing. Oh, just, it's so smooth. I can rack the slide. Not enough to chamber it. I have to, you know, really reef back. I could do it too. But man, they're so tactile. I love that safety. Mag release. This one's in 9mm, so it's just beautiful to shoot. If we're gonna go the suppressed route, get a threaded barrel, run a suppressor, then 45, I'm told is a heavenly experience. But yes, this 100%, while one of my most expensive firearms, period, definitely checks that box for me. I would not part with this unless I had one of these that was even better. But even like every single one, hand fit by a gunsmith, each one. I know of guys that literally buy these just over and over consistently because they're never exactly the same. They're all to their own merit, like works of art. So I need more. I need more of these things in my life. I didn't give the price for the Mauser Broomhandle because that's really going to depend. Check out local auctions or recent auctions to try and get a price for those. Depending if they've been refinished, depending on what kind of condition they're in, whether or not they were rebarreled. Anyways, there was a Bolo thing. They actually made them chop down the longer barrels because they thought they were too dangerous with the long barrels and the long sight radius, tangent sights. So that was the thing. You have a lot of the Bolos with the little short barrels. That one still is an original with the original long barrel. It's got a nice patina to it, but it's really beautiful. So I'm guessing that one is probably with an original stock. I'm not sure if it's matching or not. If it's a matching stock, it's worth more. But mine there with an original stock, I'm thinking it's worth a good bit. Then we have this little guy, another modern, this is production gun. This is a Zev OZ9 Compact. I love this thing. This is like a modular Glock with a metal internal frame. Swap out the grip assemblies really easily that way. I really like it. And these are really quite expensive. You're talking 1,500 plus USD. I think even a few $100 more for all the additional finishing that's been done on here. So RMR cut and ready, but man, I love this thing. And again, sadly, I need to send it back. Is this worth it? What does Grantham say? Are you worth it? Obviously, yes, but it's subjective. So the idea with this is you're getting an out-of-the-box, like, done gun. And you're going to be able to benefit from probably the cost savings at scale, considering Zev does a whole bunch of these, not just one-off by a custom shop. So again, they're mass-producing these stippled grips, these slide serrations. So again, economies to scale will dictate you're probably going to get more bang for your buck by doing something like this. However, it is going to be more of a one-size-fits-all. You're not going to be able to do all of your own custom stuff. But again, it's modular, so you can still experiment with lots of stuff if you want that way. Then how about this little guy? We've got a little Glock 48 MOS. This is like my favorite EDC. I would carry this thing every single day. Such a tight, slim profile. I love that. The texturing is great. I love the slide details. You can see that titanium carbon nitride finished barrel, aka rose gold. It's lovely. A little boopy boop light on there. Man, these guys do a phenomenal job. Optic up top. I love this thing. But with all the work on here, you're going to be up there with the OZ9C as well. High teens USD, and then RMR light. Those are accessories. They add some as well. Why is this the same price? Well, like I said, with the OZ9, that one, again, you're benefiting from Zev's economies of scale by producing a whole bunch of that model. With this route, you're going to be going with individual stuff. Like you're going to be selecting this. These might be menu items from someone like these guys that offer a host of standardized, somewhat standardized cuts, but a lot of places will do whatever you want as well. The price just goes up because, again, that's one-off work. Same goes for stipple jobs, trigger jobs, all that kind of stuff. Because you have to think that's a gunsmith doing things every time for your gun, whereas they're just doing everything to the same spec for something like that. And here's a perfect example of doing it both ways. OZ9 with a bunch of special one-off finishes. So again, pretty cool stuff. If you want that personal touch, you're willing to pay a little bit more for it, go for it. But in that case, you're going to be paying for personalization rather than objective value that's giving you, direct bang for your buck by improving some characteristic of the firearm. And like anything, when you go full custom, you usually have pretty terrible resale. Then this beauty, the B&T Mkii. Based off the Sphinx, or very much so the Sphinx. I really like this thing. This thing's on loan from Wolverine Supplies. And this pistol is on safe. There we go. The one thing I don't like is the lack of a tactile detent in here. It's kind of a sloppy safety. But the single action is exquisite. You've actually got a metal frame, steel slide, and then the polymer reinforced grip and trigger housing. This, of course, takes CZ75 style mags, and then you can get the extensions, various extensions like the USW. So pretty cool there. Double action is a little clicky, but overall, still really nice. These were very limited. There was like 1,000 of these. So now they're gonna be in the collector market. So value, I'm not gonna be able to tell you. Go check out auctions or whatever. And I'm expecting probably $1,500 plus USD. And lastly, my full-size-ish carry, whatever. Awesome holster, by the way. Black Arch does cool custom holsters of the month. That was a Rhodesian brushstroke they did a number of months ago. Affiliate link below. Anyways, the FN 509 Tactical, of which I have robbed the RMR for, so this is obviously not in a carryable state. Well, I mean, obviously you could. You got the suppressor height sights there. They're fine. Not actually really quite a decent trigger. You make a compact version of this now as well, which I would quite like to get. Very cool little banger, very practical, and has some modularity of its own. You can swap out back straps for just different palm swells, whatever you like. Ooh, bonus one for you guys that stuck around to the end, because you're not supposed to know about this one. This one is with the next weapon expansion pack video that you guys will be seeing very soon on this wall. Once I need to give this thing its day in the sun, its limelight, so to speak. So I technically have the next batch of guns in, so I'll be resetting the wall soon, and this will be on it. We have an original Colt Python. This thing is... look at this single action. Oh, and the double action is exquisitely smooth. Watch this. Beautiful. Phenomenally beautiful, and these are snap caps, by the way. Basically just something for the firing pin to connect with, so it's simulating actual fire. It's not causing any damage to the system, anything like that. So now I got a great deal on this thing, which is why I picked it up. But these original Colt, especially the Pythons, these things are collector's pieces. They're also just amazing handguns. And for popular cultural reference, there's been loads of uses, but the most recent notable one, this was Rick Grimes' handgun in The Walking Dead. However, his was chromed, and I think it was a longer barrel version. I could be wrong though. In summary, guys, you don't need an expensive gun. Something cheap like a basic Glock is gonna do just fine as well. There's a reason these things are carried by tons of law enforcement, tons of individuals, but there are reasons why I would go full Gucci. It is nice to get exactly what you want, to tailor your firearm to your specifications. No one can tell you if a personalized firearm is worth it other than yourself. And for those of you who have a pseudo-spiritual experience with firearms such as I do with that Nighthawk, man, I can't get over that thing. Well then, hey, again, that's just for you. Also, sometimes guns like the Mauser, those are going to make excellent investment pieces as well. At the end of the day, what am I really saying other than that it's up to you to determine whether or not it's worth it for you? I would certainly have one of these before I had nothing and was simply saving up for something Gucci. Because when you need it, you're not going to care how expensive or how many slide cuts or the type of stippling or whether or not it has finger grooves. You're going to care that you have it, it's loaded, you know how to use it, and it's going to work when you pull the trigger. Anyways, guys, thanks a lot. Again, check out the description below for all the channel partners. They do make things possible, like Galotech here with the gun wall system, Rhino Metals with the safe, fantastic people, wonderful made in the USA businesses, and there's a bunch of other ones down there as well. Thanks a ton, guys. See you on the next one. Arm&Gun out.
Boom diggity.